Are you thinking about getting into the real estate market this spring? Well, what if I told you the Calgary market has shifted? And for the first time in 4 years, we are no longer in a seller's market. In fact, we are now in what experts are calling a balanced market. There is no advantage to the seller and there's no advantage to the buyer. So if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, stay tuned, watch this video, and I'm going to highlight everything you need to know that is going on in the market, whether you're looking to buy a home or sell a home. Hey everybody, my name is Brad.gagne. I am a realtor in Calgary with eXp Realty, specializing in the southeast corner and the town of Okotoks. And in this video, we are going to take a look at some of the statistics from the Calgary Real Estate Board in order for you to have a better understanding of what is going on in the current real estate market if you are considering buying or selling your home this spring. So if you're looking to get into the market, make sure you stay tuned so you know what's going on and have up-to-date information to help you make an informed decision now. Okay, so let's jump into some of the stats here for what's going on right now in the market compared to a little bit what was happening in the month of February. And hopefully you can come up with some informed decisions if you are considering buying or selling that will help you save money on the buyer side or make more when you're trying to sell your house. So the first statistic we're going to look at is the benchmark price. So the benchmark price takes in the cost of every home of every type, condos, all the way up to your big multi-million-dollar homes, and averages out what the price of the house are selling for. So currently right now, we are seeing houses selling for a benchmark of $592,500, okay? This time last year in March, the benchmark price was $597,600. So it's come down a little bit, but if we look at February last month, we were at $587,600. So we have seen a little increase month over month, and that does indicate that Calgary still has a relatively strong housing market. Okay, so the next big metric we're going to look at are our new listings and our inventory. So again, if you've been in the market for a while, all you've really heard all across Canada is that inventory levels are at a record low, and it's really driving up the price for buyers as there's a lot of competition to get into a very small amount of homes. But now, if you look, currently March 2025, there was 4,000 new listings, up from 2,800 in February of 2025, and up over 1,000 or about 1,000 from this time last year, where we had 3,000 on the market. And you have to remember, when we come into the spring season, that is the peak time to buy. So you already are seeing, versus this time last year, a lot more houses coming live for sale. The other one we're going to look at is inventory. So again, right now we are at just over 5,100 homes currently on the market. So that includes new listings and active listings coming into the month. Again, at this time last month, we had about 4,100. So we are seeing 1,000 more homes on the market already versus last month. And at this time last year, March last year, we had just over 2,500 homes. So again, you can see the inventory levels are much higher. So what does that indicate? This time last year, if you were looking to buy a house, competition was insane. There was not a lot to choose from. Now, if you are a buyer, what are we seeing? More choices, more houses coming live, meaning you as a buyer, hopefully, will have less competition when you find that home you want to buy because there are more of them for you to pick. Okay, so we can see that the market has shifted. There's definitely a lot more houses on the market for sale currently than there was at this time last year or even last month. So let's have a look and see if houses are continuing to sell. So in March 2025, we saw 2,100 homes sold, and you can see underneath that the arrow is pointing down. That is a pretty big decrease. Okay, so last year we saw 2,600, almost 2,700 homes sold in the month of March. So that is a pretty big difference. And last month in February, we saw only 1,700 homes sold. So it was a stronger March than February, which is expected as we come into spring. But those numbers are significantly lower than what we were seeing in years past. So again, we are seeing that market shift even on the sales side. Inventory is rising, sales are coming down. And if you look at our days on market, you can see that that is starting to go up as well. We are at 29 days on the market, whereas last year at this time, 20 days. So days on market is just how long it takes for a house to sell. You can see in March 2024, it was about 3 weeks or less. Now coming in March 2025, we are at a whole month. So houses are definitely sitting longer. Okay, and the last metric I really want to take a look at is months of supply. So what that means is this is how long it would take to run out of houses for sale if no new listings came on the market. So currently right now, March 2025, we have 2.39 months of supply, meaning it would take roughly 2.5 months if every house in Calgary sold before any new listings came on. And if you take a look at it last year at this time, it was under a month, so 0.95. So you can see last year coming into spring, definitely a sense of urgency if you were a buyer. There was not a lot of inventory. Houses were not sitting on the market long, and there wasn't a big time for turnover. If you weren't ready to go, that dream house you loved would go up in price, bidding wars, and be sold. Whereas now we're seeing more inventory, more options, more time to buy, so you have more time to make informed decisions. So what does this mean if you're a buyer versus if you're a seller? So for the last 4 or 5 years, basically since COVID, it has been a seller's market. If you wanted to sell your home, you just had to put it up, pick a price, and there would be people bidding on it. Not just one, not just two, but you would have multiple bids. Now, if you're selling your home, you can see they are sitting on the market and there is more choices. So as a seller, there's a couple things you have to do that are key to ensure your house sells and stands out. And the first one is price it right. Okay, you have to understand where the market is going. And it is no longer a seller's market where you could price it here and get what you want it plus more. It is now a much more balanced market. Buyers do have a little more power. So you got to make sure that price that you come in at is really, really attractive to buyers. And if it is a good price, you will still get lots of interest. You will still get a few bids, and you may get a little over asking. But if you come in way too high, you're just going to appear greedy. There's a lot of different options for buyers right now, and your house will sit there and it won't attract any views. And the second thing you can do, especially now that we're coming into spring, is get that front yard and the front of your house ready. This is when houses look the best. Buyers are driving by, they're seeing signs, and they only have a quick 1 or 2 seconds to look at your house and really have it attract their attention. So make sure the front yard is cleaned up, the grass is cut, you pressure wash the outside of your house, and you really make it stand out. Very clean, very crisp, and fresh, and that will attract buyers to come look at your home versus the other ones who still look dirty and a little run down from a long cold week. And what does this mean for buyers? Well, hopefully a little bit of relief. Okay, so there is a lot more to choose from. After a couple years of really just hoping something pops up and having to rush over, view it, and bid, now we have an opportunity to look at a few more homes, especially if you were in, the townhouse, duplex, condo market. That segment of the industry has lots of options. We are seeing standalone detached homes starting to increase in demand, and there's still not as many of them out there, but there are more now than there was last year. So as a buyer, what does this mean? It means a little less sense of urgency. Take your time, do your research, make sure you get that pre-approval letter so when you do find a house you want, you're ready to go, and do the research on neighborhoods. Do you want to be close to work? Do Do you want lake access? Are schools important if you have a family? Is green space and views important? Anything like that that you really want, narrow down that community and that lifestyle you're interested in. And then when you do find that dream home, everything's ready to go. You're informed with everything you need to know, and you can make that offer and win that dream house. Okay, everybody, so that's a quick little dive into the stats so we understand what is going on in the Calgary real estate market coming into spring. I am here to help you. I don't want you just to read about the market online. I'm here to help you win it, whether you're upsizing, downsizing, investing, or buying your very first home. Come to me, let's talk some strategy. I take pride in making sure that my clients get the best possible deal that they can. I offer free consultations. There's absolutely no pressure to work with me after we talk. I am here to make sure that you have all the information you need to make informed decisions and get the best deal you possibly can. So if you found this video informative, you liked it, please like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you have a good spring in the real estate market for 2025.